What is it, everybody? How we doing? We back again. What's going on, man? Not bad for a dude in his basement, right? You know, I ain't just some podcast in his basement. What's going on, everybody? Shout out to everybody holding me down.
Freedom over fame. Freedom over fame. The cycle stays the same. Freedom over cycle stays the same.
We are live. Definitely share this on all streaming platforms. What's going on? It's Can We Keep It Real podcast. I'm your boy, Mikey Rebello. Holding it down.
Get this beat.
Always keeping it real. You know, we're going to have a new high school program coming on tonight. Going to talk a little bit about what they have going on. Shout out to Central Falls, Coach Lapierre, you know, doing his thing over there. You know, we eliminate one, we pick up another one. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody out there. You know, that's holding it down. You know, they tried to come at me, right? They coming at my head. I don't care. It's all good. Shout out to Central Knight. Shout out to the Bulldogs. Shout out to West Warwick Wizards, Pilgrim, North Smithfield, Coventry Okies. Shout out to all the coaches that take the time to kick it with our podcast, man. Yo, big shout out this week, Bishop Hendrickson, man. We got an announcement coming up. We're going to play a video of Keith Croft. They're renaming the stadium. They said they're going to have fireworks for the Portsmouth game, food trucks, everything. You know what? I'm going to bring that to you real quick in just a minute. We got a message from Keith Croft over there at Bishop Hendrickson renaming Bishop Hendrickson. They're going to rename, not the school, they're going to rename the stadium, but share this. And one of the best games all year.
Yo, it was great. We actually practiced. It's federal. Switchy Frank. Let's go. Come take a ride through my city life.
You know, it's going to be, you're in a home now. It's going to be hard to dig out of that hole. You know,
this is city living, mostly them city children. From my bedroom, see the lights of them city buildings. Ain't gotta act hard, private's my backyard. I run road out, you can call me a track star. And we a team, homie, all is one. I don't sleep until all is done. I ain't ruckus, so please don't call me Mr. 401. It's Mr. Rags, you can call me, I'm still in that 401. From where we was, look at all this come. For what it's worth, I put my all in the sun. Know that my city love it. I give about my city's budget, about my city's public, know how my city does
the West Hollywood Intruders. There's a lot of guys that deserve opportunities, but for some reason the city is fumbling. They're fumbling. They're really fumbling. I mean, we can get into it, Mike. You know the story. I was at Juanita Sanchez.
I have to thank, you know, Coach Dino Campopiano and his staff over at Shea.
If you come out freshman year, man, I tell my nephews, like, you know, we're building that foundation 7th, 8th grade, and we're on record in 9th grade. You know,
the Zion conversation, because we know Willie Edwards, how he feels about Mike Washington. So, of course, you want to come on here and you want to push the Zion conversation away, and you want to say that I wasn't being stand up about the Coach Fortin situation when I came on here and said Coach Fortin got arrested for allegedly stealing. Like, I don't know what more you want me to say, and nobody wants to coach a pie eating contest. I keep trashing the staff. Well, look at the game. Should I show? Let me see if I got the video. You want me to show why? Because they're standing there on the sideline. I'm standing there on this live with your mom. And if you don't live with your mom, basically, then we're going to punish you. And you're going to sit 50% of your season. And we're going to take away the best days of your life. Why? Because we're real. We're interscholastic league. And we can do that. The federal court can't even do that. But Rhode Island Interscholastic League can do that. But they're saying
absolutely be the fakest motherfucker you ever thought you could be and just lie your way all the way through. And if long as you believe your lies, which is most of the industry these days, then you know you can last this long. The other way is to just be real with your friends, your family, and your core fan base. Just 100% authentic, and you keep it real with them, they keep it real with you, and they'll support you till the day you die.
That's right, man. Shout out to everyone that supports me, man. They're gonna support me to the day we die, right? We're gonna have Central Falls football. We're gonna be talking to them every week. They're gonna be a new addition on the show. See, we lose one, we pick one up, and I gotta thank everyone that made that possible, man. Thank you, because look, great show yesterday. Thank you, everybody. Salute to Zion, man. Zion case is overturned. It looks like put some pressure on the Interscholastic League. Tune in, everybody, tonight at 11 o'clock to ABC Channel 6. We put enough pressure on the league to overturn it, but it's not over. Now we got other programs. Now you got the league checking out a lot of different programs. I heard from another program today that they were notified that one of their players, basically what they had said, let me find it. So shout out to that. Here we go. We now have a kid that has been moved to the ineligibility list to sit for 4 games because he moved to his dad's, because they are only recognizing the mother's address. Now, who thinks that's discriminative? That they only recognize the mother's address? Like, do dads not matter? Live with your mom. And if you don't live with your mom, basically, then we're going to punish you and you're going to sit 50% of your season and we're going to take away the best days of your life. Why? So is that right? If you don't live with your mom, we're going to take away the best times of your life. We're going to take away 5 of them games or 4 of them games. You have kids in Westerly that are sitting now. You have a kid in North Smithfield that's sitting now. You're doing that to these kids. But now we're going to tell you tonight, we're going to bring one of the parents on. Well, let me finish this. It actually says that the parents were, there was no need for a divorce. There's no need for court order ever established. But the son lives with the father. Now the father is taking him full time, but the league is not accepting this reasoning. And is that right? But salute to everybody that got involved. Hashtag let Zion play. And maybe it became too much for the Interscholastic League. But not for nothing. Zion was 18 years old. Zion should have been able to move where he wants to. And I know it's kind of on presidents, presidented, whatever, 18-year-olds being in school. But, his birthday falls on that time, and a big shout out to my son who's over here. He just got here. He's working very hard.
Listen, no one's going to give you more coverage. No one's going to be at more games. No one's going to be more informed. I'm not just some guy sitting in his basement spouting off about who's winning games and who's doing what. We're real. The rebellion is real. Providence Journal coverage is going to be real this year. It's almost here. 3 days away.
Can we give it up to our favorite clown? Can we give it up to our favorite clown? But I want to talk to you about this. Bishop Hendricken, big announcement. I have a video. They're going to rename the stadium. Check it out.
Game and pregame, and that's all going to be shared with you below. We're going to be dedicating our field and our stadium to Coach Fracassa, one of the legendary head coaches here at Bishop Hendricken in our state. Just a tremendous person to be honoring. It's just going to be a great night for families. If you have young kids, it's going to be post-game fireworks, food trucks, a lot of fun activities. Please check out the link below. To any alumni football player, please pre-register at the link so we know you're coming. We really want to honor you and have a chance to get to talk to you that night and just continue to network with you. For all of you, as I told the student athletes today in practice, you've helped to build this program, and we're continuing to play for you each and every day and every practice, and we can't wait to see you all this Friday night.
So there you have it. This Friday night, the Portsmouth game. I guess there's going to be fireworks. There's going to be food trucks there. It's going to be lit. So, they're going to rename the stadium over there to a legendary head football coach. Congratulations. That's a pretty big honor, right? That's definitely a big honor. But we're going to have Central Falls football coach. Central Falls playing great football now. They got a big game coming up this week against the kids at EWG. and I've been rooting for the kids at EWG all season. Been rooting for the kids over there all season, basically, but we're going to bring on right now, we're going to bring on Coach Jeff Lapierre, Central Falls football coach, and we're going to chat it up and see how he's doing over there at Central Falls. Welcome, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
All right, all right. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the platform. Central Falls playing very competitive football right now.
Yes, I would agree with you.
What's
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely. For the people that don't know, how long have you been coaching over at Central Falls?
So I've been coaching 20 years. This is my 20th year, and I took over a head coaching role in 2013.
2013. The last couple of years have been very, very tough for you since the COVID season. How have you been able to hold it together since then?
So, obviously, all of us took a hit. By all of us, I mean high school programs took a hit during COVID. That spring of 2021, we were one of the only teams in the state that could not field a team. When we came back last year in the fall of 21, the guys that we had, the last time they really had played was 2019 when they were ninth graders, and we had a couple of upperclassmen, but a majority of our team last year were juniors who had not been tested or had not played in a real competitive game in a very long time. So we definitely took our shots last year, and like many other schools, we missed out on a couple of games due to COVID. So last season was really dismal for us.
Now coming into this season, you go to Division 4. How many kids
Correct.
are in your how many kids are on your roster?
About 40 right now.
Oh, that's a pretty good size for Central Falls. Is what's
Totally
one
agree.
of the
Totally agree.
what's one of the hardest things about putting these teams together every year? Is enrollment one of them?
When I first started, it was not. Our team would come just from Central Falls High School hallways, but now we do have a co-op with Blackstone Valley Prep. We have a school reached out to my athletic director last year, Achievement First in Providence, and we have Blackstone Academy. Kids who live in Central Falls that go to Blackstone Academy are allowed to play for us. So we do have a lot of moving parts. And yeah, so I would say, to answer your question, the last few years has been enrollment or people that are interested right from Central Falls High School, and branching out has certainly helped us, get numbers. And this year, as you had mentioned earlier, it really is a full roster. 40 guys is good for us. It is big for us, and it really is paying dividends.
Excellent. That's great. You guys had a great game against North Providence. You have EWG coming to visit you this
Correct.
week. Do you feel like you're on the right path to being a contender in Division 4?
Yeah, I think going back to what I had said originally, those 2019 kids are all seniors now. So they've really, they've grown together, they've grown up together. And this year they've really committed because they really want to put last year's season behind them, learn from it, but certainly, try to get rid of that memory of how dismal last year was. And they really came in committed. So we've got great senior leadership, and, we're fortunate enough to have people in the right positions, so we have seniors and we have skill position. We have linemen, which Central Falls has at times really struggled with size as far as on our offense and defensive line. And this year, it's all kind of coming together.
Who are some of the seniors that will stick out this year? Like, if recruiters are watching, who should they be looking at Central Falls right now?
I appreciate you asking. We have Alex Maya. He is a receiver and he is a defensive back. We have Andreni Maldonado. He plays slot receiver, running back, also plays defensive back. We have Tyshawn O'Connell. He's a big bruising style running back and also our middle linebacker. I have Sean Day Nobre, who really anchors our offensive line and plays defensive end for us. Um, these guys have really, again, senior leadership and skill. And it's really, like I said, right now, I know it's only 2 games, but it really is proving to pay dividends for us.
And who are your senior captains?
So, Mike, usually what I do, I usually go by week to week. I go game captains. So if you had an outstanding week, you could be a ninth grader and go out there and represent us in the coin toss.
That's excellent, actually. That's not bad. North Smithfield went with one captain this year to say, we're a voice of one,
Correct.
because of the situation they had. And I kind of like that
Right.
game captains, because it gives different people a chance at leadership,
Exactly.
and
And I
now,
really think, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and I think, I don't want it to be a competition just to go to coin toss. I just think, as you just mentioned, our true leaders emerge, and some of the guys who have gone out for coin toss have been the same guys week to week because they just keep doing their job. They are, lack of a better term, good leaders to the young kids we have on the team. And they will keep representing us out there on that coin toss. Or, if a referee needs to talk to someone, I'll tell them to, on the field anyway, go talk to him. Um, and as I mentioned, it just, you can see that cream raise. You can really see the cream raise to the top.
Coach Bebo said Coach Lapierre got that one socket blood.
That's true.
Shout out to Coach Bebo doing a great job. And um, Coach John Flamin up in East Providence says Central Falls got good size and speed. Them and Davies are going to be a battle.
I appreciate the positive comments.
Yeah, definitely. Your scout team. Let's talk
Yes.
about that. I think we got to give a lot of mention to the scout teams because they get our guys ready every week for these battles. Who on your scout team is sticking out?
And I know you and I talked about this earlier, and I absolutely appreciate the fact that we go and we dig a little bit deeper into the roster. In our practices, we have the white team and the blue team, and everybody wants a white jersey, right? That's essentially our varsity guys. But our blue team, kind of what you were saying, our JV kids, we have a really really strong JV team this year. One of the strongest we've had in a lot of years, and they really do give the white team a run every day. But we do have a couple that do stand out, as you mentioned. We have 10th grader Kevin Arango. He's playing receiver and defensive back. And just today, I was talking to the other coaches, and it's kind of ceremonial, if you will, but he might be graduating to a white jersey. We also have Andreni Maldonado's brother, younger brother, Khalil Maldonado. He plays offensive line, and he has really made a huge impact. And again, ninth grader. We have Jason Jones from Achievement First. He has really made an impact. I mean, we had a JV game yesterday, and he really, at the time, just looked like just such a force to be reckoned with. He does play some special teams for us at the varsity level. And then yesterday, really to see him in his position of linebacker and running back, he shined. Um, and our JV quarterback Julian Ortiz, he by stature, if you were to look at him, he's not the biggest person, but man, he plays big and he's got such good technique. And he's just a natural athlete. He plays on the school basketball team as well. And just a little side note about Julian, a couple of years ago, due to the fact of COVID, the school's basketball team took minimal amount of kids, and they really did not take any ninth graders. But they let him stick around and come to practice every day just because of the fact that he's a gym rat. He just loved being there. And that's just the type of kid that he is. Tough kid. And his older brothers have played for me as well.
That's awesome. You seem to have your team is definitely on the rise. Maybe if your alumni can, if Central Falls wins that D4 championship, can we get a CF Hall of Fame?
There is a CF Hall of Fame.
Oh, is there?
And
Excellent.
yes, sir. Yeah. No, there is, and the committee does a great job. The banquets every year, and they've dug deep. The Hall of Fame has just come into play probably a few years ago, and the people, as you just mentioned, alumni, people who have taught at our school, they've dug deep. They've gone back as far as for different teams, different players individually, and they put together this Hall of Fame. And the 2005 football team, that was the kind of the first real big splash on the scene that I had with this team. That was one of the first Super Bowls they had won in either maybe forever or a very long time. Long story short, they put them in the Hall of Fame. The 2018 team, I've been kind of our football team. That was another team that made it to the Super Bowl. We had no home field. Every game we played was on the road. We kind of dubbed ourselves the Road Warriors. We're kind of hoping that eventually that team gets recognized to go into the Hall of Fame as well. And there's a lot of other individual performances like the Chief Montgomerys of the world and others. But yes, we do have a CF Hall of Fame.
Jay Brennan also, I remember he was had crazy yards for you. I forgot what team he was playing for. Josh Brennan. I think he's
Josh Brandon. He was
Brandon. Yep.
Correct. He was on the when he played. It was 2010, 11, and 12, and he with Brandon Canuto, they led our team to the 2011 Super Bowl. We unfortunately lost that one to Mount Pleasant, but that was a scrappy team. That 2011 team. We were 5-3. We were the 4 seed, and we had to play North Smithfield. They were the number 1 seed that year, and obviously we got there. We just didn't finish it. But yeah, Josh Brandon, he had about 15 or 1600 yards that year, and conversely, our quarterback had about the same. So we were extremely balanced that year.
Yeah, now he has a beautiful baby girl. Congratulations to him. He's such a workhorse, such a good kid. I remember the article that they wrote about him. I know he did have close to 2,000 yards that year. I'm sure he'll correct me, probably in the comment section when he sees this. Yeah, Coach, man, shout out to you. I can't wait to talk to you again after your EWG game. Any last words?
No, I just think this is my final season, and I want to go out with a bang with my seniors. I was fortunate enough to be with this program, as I just mentioned, this football program. We won in 2005. We won in 2018. I would love for my seniors to feel that same elation, that excitement, whatever word you want to use. But I would love for them to feel it because of what they went through from 2019 to today. I would love for them to experience that. Now, obviously, it's going to take a lot of work due to the fact that the teams like Davies, the teams like Smithfield, even North Providence, we really studied them, and I went to see them play live twice. And it was just, we put together a decent game plan. They came out firing, and fortunate for us, we put the ball in a couple of our athletes' hands, and it worked out. But so I think that each week is going to be a struggle, a battle, and I just would love to see, a really positive outcome for my seniors.
Well, Coach, we're rooting for you, and it's been a long time. We wish you well this season. This would be, a good farewell tour if you could definitely get that D4 state championship.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Have a good one, Coach.
Thank you. Take care.
Coach Jeff Lapierre definitely, had some great teams up there in Central Falls. But we're going to switch gears a little bit. So much information he had, but we're going to talk about next. A lot of people, we really have a lot of emphasis on this rule that RAIL is enforcing. So we're going to bring on, you've seen him on the show before, Mr. Bernard Parson. He was the first gentleman that we know of that went to court about this rule, about the mother shall be judged to be the mother's address shall be judged to be the resident of the student. And this is putting a lot of kids throughout the Interscholastic League sitting on the bench for 5 weeks, and definitely everybody definitely tune in tonight. I think ABC 6 News is going to have something on this as well, and we're going to bring him in and we're going to ask him about what he went through and the different situations that he went through, to be able to get to this point. So give me 1 second. I just got to let me get this down and I got to set something up, and we're going to bring Bernard Parsons in here in 1 second. Of the Zion conversation, because we know Willie Edwards, how he feels about Mike Washington. So, of course, you want to come on here and you want to push the Zion conversation away, and you want to say that I wasn't being stand up about the Coach Fortin situation when I came on here and said Coach Fortin got arrested for allegedly stealing. Like, I don't know what more you want me to live with your mom. And if you don't live with your mom, basically, then we're going to punish you and you're going to sit 50% of your season and we're going to take away the best days of your life. Why? Because we're real. We're Interscholastic League and we can do that. The federal court can't even do that, but Rhode Island Interscholastic League can do that. But they're saying, what's up, Bernard, man? How we doing? Welcome.
What's going on, my man?
Another day, slow motion better than no motion. Welcome back. I know you was over there at the Central practice today, all tuned in, watching what's going on.
Absolutely.
You seem to be a big supporter. Everybody knows what's going on. Well, now they do about the address rule, the parents rule. You was on a few weeks ago, and you went to court and you went through these motions, and I wanted to talk a little bit about to educate the people that might need to do this, how hard it was, how easy it was, what the steps were, So you said you would come on and do that. Welcome. What's up?
Thank you. Hey, I'm just here to help any parent that needs my help.
Absolutely. What were the first steps that you had to take, after you got the letter from the league telling you that your son couldn't play unless you had a court order?
Yeah, well, my first step was once I got that saying that he couldn't play his senior year, I went right to family court downtown Providence. I went right down the 5th floor. I explained my situation. Then he gave me all the papers. What I did was I took him to the person who went for the guardianship of my son. She filled them all out, got them notarized. When we took them back, I gave her the $91 for the filing fees. I gave her the additional $35 to do her fingerprints. I gave her another $35 for my son to be served by a constable. But to me, it was all worth it. I would do it again if I had to. But then at the same time, there is no such thing as you need a court order. There is no such thing. The league threw that in there themselves because they forced me into court. Didn't even think I was going to go to court. Now that I went to court, then all of a sudden that appears saying that the parent somebody has to go to court. That was never there before. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What was the total about? Under $100, right?
No, it was 91, then 35 to have the fingerprints checked, and then another 35 to have the constable serve my son with the papers.
Okay, now I was looking it up in Rhode Island Family Court, and basically I found and they actually have if you just look up Family Court, this is actually temporary guardianship. This is going to be something similar that what people are going to need for them to go to court and get this done. But any family court basically in their area, they'll be able to go. Is that where you had to go, family court?
No, they have to go to the city hall where they live at, probate court.
Oh, okay. Where Judge Caprio is, right? In Providence. Is that probate court?
No, where the mayor's office is downtown
Yep.
Providence. You go in there, you go up to the 5th floor.
And you can actually call 421-7740 is the number for Providence City Hall. I remember that. Yeah, so you call 421-7740. That's the number to Providence City Hall if you live in Providence, and you tell them you need to get the probate court to get these papers.
Yeah, it's called the guardianship papers. But I want to explain to the parents that, for whoever's going through the situation now, to me, it would be kind of hard right now because the season's already started. So by the time you get a court date, your son might not be getting on the field until like come October. You know what I mean? But what you got to do, no matter what, you have to go up against the league. Don't sit back. Don't let them keep making up these rules as they go along. The more they do that, the worse it's going to be for kids who comes after my son. I jumped right on it because I guaranteed my son he was not going to miss out his last year of high school. And then you have some parents that just don't want to go to court, don't have the time, maybe don't have the money. You know what I mean? You got to do what you can do if you really want your son to fulfill his senior year of playing sports. You have to. If not,
now, did the school have an issue? Did the school make you do this?
Well,
or was it the league?
No, what happened was when my son told Coach Camp, Dino Capuano, at the end of his junior year that he wasn't coming back, he went to the league and he started complaining to the league. That's when a letter came out from the league saying, okay, well, Bernard goes to Central High School. The school department signed off on it. Everything seems to be in order.
Right.
But
so it was the league.
Yeah, well, because Dino went to the league.
Well, what I meant was, did the school ever have a problem with him going? The school didn't make you do this. It was the league, actually, because, okay, no, I got it now, yeah.
Yeah, the league made me do it because Dino, went crying to the league. How would the league know that I had moved my son to Providence? They would have never known that.
Well, now all transfers, they're going over all transfers. All right, so down in Central, we got some breaking news today. Everyone knows Zion had an appeal today. Shout out Zion. We had him on, we talked about him last night. Let Zion play, so what do you got? Is Zion playing or what?
From what I understand, yeah, he's going to be able to play Saturday when we go up against LaSalle. You know what I mean? And
I made him do it, Mike. Don't be mad at him. I made him do it.
I'm glad. I'm just glad that it's over because Zion, he dedicates himself to football. And for what he had to go through and his mom had to go through and having to bring in a lawyer, to handle the appeal, all that to me was unnecessary. But like I said, if parents stand up to the league, more kids will be able to play. If you let the league push you over, you let certain coaches push your child over, your child will be sitting out. But if you're a parent like me, you stand up for your kid, you defend your kid, you do what you got to do, your kid will be playing.
Well, congratulations to the parents that do this. And I know there's a lot of kids sitting, you being a single father, let me ask you a question. How do you feel about this rule that says that the student address must be the same as the mother's? Do you know a lot of men that have custody of their kids?
Absolutely. And that rule right there, that's a nonsense rule. Because, like you just said, there is a lot of men who are single dads who their kid lives with, basically saying they have custody of their kid. So, with them saying that the kid has to live with their mother, that's nonsense. When I did this for my son, hey, my niece is not my son's mother. I'm still with my wife, 21 years, my son's mother. I just wanted to move him because of certain things that was going on in Kentucky. So what you're telling me is that if I had full custody of my son and my son was living with me, what the league is saying that, well, doesn't matter if you live with your dad can't co-sign nothing for you. You got to go to your mother. What if the kid's mother has passed away? What if that kid's mother is not even a part of that kid's life and it's just the dad? So does that disqualify him from playing? The league needs to think about what these little concoctions that they're coming up with, because that's really going to mess up another kid up.
And it's nice that Zion fought the league. You know, he went through the process. So did other kids, and you know, Zion's not the first. Zion is definitely not the first one that is going through this. You know, so definitely fight the league. You know, file an appeal, do all this stuff, get the paperwork. I'm sure if you need to reach out to Mr. Bernard Parsons to, you know, to tell you, you know, how to get the paperwork, or, you know, step by step how to fill it out. And we can actually get a couple people on here that maybe from legal aid that can maybe help people out, you know, to get into court. You know, I'll definitely have to reach out to my people down legal aid. But congratulations, Mr. Parsons. Congratulations, Zion. You know, I'm glad Central's being able to get on the field, and they're looking pretty nasty right now.
Absolutely. They're looking real good right now.
They really are, man. I seen some hype videos on Fans Only Sports, and I was like, you know, and shout out to Darian Stubbs, you know, the camera guy over there at Central does a great job. You know, can you give us any little inside secrets about Central, man?
Nah, I can't. It's going to be an explosive year this year. Central, you know, we're out. For anybody who wants it, Central's ready. That goes for Hendricken, LaSalle, North Kingston.
Shit.
We ready. We ready.
We want all the smoke. You play LaSalle this week. Big game.
Yeah, we played them Saturday. You know, a little surprise. You know, we got something for them.
Intern Coach Bernard, how do you feel playing LaSalle?
Oh well, you know, I mean, to be serious, LaSalle's a good squad. They're a good team. You know, they got a hell of a quarterback. They got probably the best running back in the state in James L. So we know we're up for a fight, but I'm still going to ride with Central on this.
Yeah, you got Denton over there. Yeah, you definitely got a lot of good plays, you know. But Central putting up 88 points in the last 2 weeks, and, you know, allowing 8 points. But it's funny because the 8 points, they scored 2 of them points when they snapped the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, I was a little upset over that, but hey, it happens. But can I just say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
My thing is this, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why a lot of coaches, the league, I don't know. I just can't seem to understand what is their problem with Mike Washington. I've only known the guy since May, since my son started going there. And from what I've seen, this guy, you know, he holds all his players to the same level. It's not if you're an elite player or if you're a bum player, you get treated worse. I've seen him take some of his good players that be acting up during practices. You know, he gets in their butt. You know what I mean? I've seen him do it to players that's not as good and get in their butt. You know what I mean? So my thing is this, and I don't care who likes it and who doesn't like it. Look, Mike's a black coach. His team is predominantly black. Why is it black? Because they all live in the area of Central. So they have to be in an environment where they live at. It's not like they can say, okay, well, Mom, can you put me as LaSalle or Bishop Hendricken? Not every parent can afford to do that. So, yeah, therefore, they have to go to Central. You know, Mike never recruited my son, ever. I've never even spoke to the dude. But when my son told me that that's where he wanted to go, I said, if that's where you're going to go, then I'm going to support you like I've supported you for every school you've been to. So I think Mike needs to get a break because the guy's doing a better job than most coaches. I can say for a fact his team respects him. They listen to him. And why do they listen to him? Because they know he's nothing to play with. If you don't listen to him, you're going to pay the consequences. There should be more coaches throughout the high schools, you know, doing the same thing. When my son was at Shea, he slacked off. He played around during practices. They never made him sit out. They didn't get in his butt. But Mike, totally different. And when I first talked to him when I got there, I said, look, I don't want you giving my son no breaks. If he's acting up, he's yours. During practices, during games. You don't have to worry about me saying nothing to you because I know you're going to do the right thing. And I have nothing but the utmost respect for the guy. I mean, he's a young black man just doing his best to make sure that his players, and not just his players, but the students at Central lead a productive life. You know, he talks to them. He's there for them. If they need to call him, he answers their phone calls. So the league and bum coaches, they need to get off the guy's back and just let him do what he's doing, because his players are going to ride with him. I'm going to ride with him no matter what. And there's nothing the league can say to me. I'm not a coach. I'm just a parent, and I'm speaking my mind. The league has a problem with what I'm saying, they can contact me. But I think they need to get that guy a break and just let him do his job to the best of his ability like he's been doing.
That's what's up. You know, I mean, that's a parent showing coach some respect, some love. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mike Washington. I like what he's doing. You know, and I heard from other parents that say, listen, man, you know, they call me off the record, like, he did not recruit my son. You know what I mean? Like, you would have to come to me to recruit. Like, the parents have to put the kids in school. So it is what it is. People just know that Central, I guess, is a good team, a Division I team, and people want to go there now. You know, you got that quarterback. You got guys coming from Hendricken, LaSalle. So we'll see. But congratulations, Zion, Bernard, all the kids that transferred in. You know, and transfers from other schools. Like, I wouldn't just stand there and take the 4 or 5 games, you know, suspension. You know, you look around, there are people playing that transferred to other schools. So, but
yeah, there's a kid that St. Ray's that transferred from another school. He's playing. He doesn't have to sit out. I don't understand why he's that.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there's kids from all over the place. But yeah, that's a very good question. And I think you have to either have an address change, or I don't know what we're gonna have to look up, because I think I got the rule. It's Article 3 eligibility. If anybody needs it, I'll post the rules. You know, but yeah, that's a very good question. But shout out to everybody that has games coming up this week. There's gonna be some LaSalle and Central. That's gonna be exciting game. That's one of the games we're definitely gonna have to talk about this week. Bernard Pasta, man, thank you, appreciate it. Salute to you.
You tell your parents if they need my help, get in touch with you, and you contact me, and I'll walk them through it.
There you go. Thank you, Bernard Parsons, man. I'll talk to you soon. Central's parent intern coach.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
All right, Coach Bernard in the house. You know, definitely a dedicated parent, you know, and probably a lot of programs need parents like Bernard. Showing some love, man. But yeah, so there it is. Zion reinstated. That's pretty cool, you know, but we're gonna have, let me see. It was nice talking to the Central Falls coach earlier. You know, we learned so much. I think that was a great interview. He's having game captains. He said he has Team White and Team Blue. And Team White is the varsity team. Team Blue is the JV team. And they actually battle each other. And this is his farewell season, Coach. The final tour for Coach Lapierre. If he can go out with a Super Bowl like the 05 team, like the 2018 team, you know, when you heard him talk about the 2005 team, the first big splash probably in Central Falls. Josh Brennan on the 2008 team. You know, from the 2018, but it was nice having Coach Bernard, parent Bernard Parsons, you know, saying, you know, Central wants all the smoke. But you have Central won, you know, so shout out to Coach Washington. Shout out to Zion. Now, Zion can actually get to playing some football, you know, but we're going to, and I will be back tomorrow because we have to catch up on a whole bunch of shit. We got to catch up on the Coaches Pick'em show. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of things people want to talk about. Big shout out to Digital Real Productions. Check out their game on Facebook this week on YouTube. They also have a YouTube page. They're going to have the EWG Central Falls game. Shout out to the kids at EWG. You know, some great kids over there. I enjoyed watching them the last couple of seasons, and them kids all know it is nothing but love. And this is pretty much what you need to fill out. You got to have them served by a constable. It's a little bit over $100 total. Some of the games we had this week, it was very, very good week for football. We're going to have some better games on this week for sure. Live with your mom. And if you don't live with your mom, basically, then we're going to punish you and you're going to sit 50% of your season and we're going to take away the best days of your life. Why?
Absolutely be the fakest motherfucker you ever thought you could be and just lie your way all the way through. And if long as you believe your lies, which is most of the industry these days, then you know you can last this long. The other way is to just be real with your friends, your family, and your core fan base. Just 100% authentic, and you keep it real with them, they keep it real with you, and they'll support
the Zion conversation because we know Willie Edwards how he feels about Mike Washington. So of course you want to come on here and you want to push the Zion conversation away, and you want to say that I wasn't being stand up about the Coach Fortin situation when I came on here and said Coach Fortin got arrested for allegedly stealing. Like, I don't know what more you want me to say, and nobody wants to coach a pie eating contest. I keep trashing the staff. Well, look at the game. Should I show? Let me see if I got the video. You want me to show why? Because they're standing there on the sideline. Live with your mom. And if you don't live with your mom, basically, then we're going to punish you. And you're going to sit 50% of your season. And we're going to take away the best days of your life. Why? Because we're real. We're Interscholastic League. And we can do that. The federal court can't even do that. But Rhode Island Interscholastic League can do that. But they're saying unless there is a family court decision. Now, you remember Bernard Parson a couple weeks ago.
Now deal with it. We see what happened when the last dude tried to. Yeah, I bet he probably went home and cried too. I chucked the line in the cafeteria. Lunch lady gave me a bowl of gravy, some mashed potatoes, and real with it. So ill with it, I think I need a medical leave. I got my foot on their neck and I ain't letting them breathe. He say he nicer, but he ain't never said it to me. Flow so cold, minus like 7